Good morning, students. So today we will discuss about the chemical properties of halogen family. So halogens are highly reactive elements. So they can react with both metals and non-metals. So the reactivity of halogen family in a periodic table is very high. So it is due to, so if they accept one electron, they will contain stable electronic configuration. That's why they participate in reactions, and they can react both with metals and non-metals. And the order of reactivity is as follows: fluorine is more reactive than chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. It is due to less bond dissociation enthalpy. So we need less amount of energy to break the F2 bond. So F2 bond is very weak bond, so that's why it will participate in reactions readily due to less bond dissociation energy. And the first reaction is reaction with water. So as we move from fluorine to iodine, solubility of halogens in water decreases. So the reaction with water decreases from top to bottom, means fluorine and chlorine are highly reactive with water, and as we go down, so the reactivity with water decreases and solubility also decreases. Fluorine and chlorine are soluble in water, but after bromine, so the solubility decreases, and iodine is insoluble in water. It neither reacts nor soluble in the water. And fluorine reacts vigorously and forms ozone and oxygen. So fluorine highly reactive with water, and fluorine when reacts with water it will form HF and ozone. And when it reacts in different proportion, for example, if you take 2 moles and 2 moles water, so we will get oxygen. So ozone and oxygen are the products when fluorine reacts with water. And then chlorine. So chlorine reacts and dissolves in water readily and forms chlorine water. So chlorine when react with water it will form chlorine water. This mixture is called chlorine water. In this mixture HCl is there and HOCl is there. These are the products of the reaction with halogen with water. Only fluorine reacts differently. It will form HF and ozone and oxygen, and chlorine and remaining halogens, chlorine and bromine will form like this product, HCl and HOCl. So in case of bromine, we will get HBr and HOBr. So these are the products of halogens when react with water. And iodine doesn't react and doesn't dissolve in the water. So because of delta G is positive for the reaction. So if delta G is positive, that process is doesn't occurs. It is unfavorable process. So and next reaction with alkalis. So when halogens, fluorine, so in all reactions fluorine will react differently. And when fluorine reacts with cold dilute NaOH, so it will form NaF and water and OF2. So these products you have to remember. OF2 is the product when fluorine reacts with dilute NaOH. And when it reacts with hot concentrated NaOH, we will get oxygen as the product. So this is the important product. These are common, NaF and water, and the product different is here OF2 and here O2. And next, remaining halogens. Here X may be bromine or chlorine or iodine. So when they react with cold NaOH, so means dilute NaOH, they will form NaX and NaOX, and water is the byproduct. So here this reaction is example for disproportionation reaction. If you observe oxidation number here, so this is 0, from 0 to here -1. So same element is reduced here and here oxidized. So if same element in the same reaction, if forms both oxidized product and reduced product, that reaction is called disproportionation redox reaction. And when it reacts with hot NaOH, halogen except fluorine, when react with hot NaOH, it will form NaX, NaXO3 and water. So these products you have to remember. So with dilute NaOH, we will get NaX and NaOX. Here X is bromine, chlorine and iodine. And then if reacts with hot NaOH, it will form NaX and NaXO3. Here also, this is also example for disproportionation reaction. So next we will move to third reaction, reaction with hydrogen. So generally halogens reacts with hydrogen to form hydrogen halides, HF. So here this reaction it occurs with very high velocity, means very fast reaction, rate of reaction is very high, it occurs very fast and it occurs even in dark conditions also. So fluorine is highly reactive, that's why it readily reacts with hydrogen and forming hydrogen fluoride. And chlorine, so chlorine when reacts with hydrogen forming HCl, and it is slow in dark and fast in sunlight. Okay, chlorine is reacts with hydrogen and forming hydrogen chloride, and it is slow in dark and fast in sunlight. And then bromine, how bromine reacts with hydrogen? So bromine hydrogen react to form HBr, hydrogen bromide, and it requires high temperature, 593 Kelvin temperature. So means bromine is slowly reacts with hydrogen. And then hydrogen when reacts with iodine, so it is a reversible reaction, you have to remember this. So H2 and I2 will form Hi, and here Hi again it will undergo to form H2 and I2, means here forward reaction occurs and backward reaction also occurs. This is the example for reversible reaction. In chemical equilibrium also we have seen. And it requires platinum as the catalyst, and here 713 Kelvin temperature we need. So means it is also very slow reaction, so it occurs in the presence of catalyst and also it requires high temperature, and it is a reversible reaction. So this is the reaction with halogens. So then here thermal stability order of hydrogen halides. So in this formed hydrogen halides, HF is the very thermally stable, and then followed by HCl and HBr and HI, means stability, thermal stability decreases as we move from HF to HI. So because here, so this is due to small size of hydrogen and large size of iodine, that is very unstable. And then reaction with metals. So reaction with metals, so generally halogens reacts with metals to form metal halides. So this is a general reaction. And next oxidizing power of halogens. So halogens are very strong oxidizing agents. So here this strong oxidizing agent character is due to it. So here they act as very strong oxidizing agents due to enthalpy change in a reaction. So if in any reaction enthalpy change is negative, that reaction occurs favorably. So that's why here in the oxidizing reaction of the halogens with other substances, they will release delta H enthalpy. So this delta H will be highly negative value. So due to that, so they act as strong oxidizing agents. This oxidizing power is directly proportional to enthalpy, means energy released in the process. So here fluorine releases high energy. So if you compare these values, so fluorine releases high amount of energy, that's why fluorine is a strong oxidizing agent. So among these halogens, fluorine is a strong oxidizing agent and their power decreases from top to bottom. So this is about oxidizing power of halogens. Oxidation means, so they will itself reduced and they oxidizes other substances, that is oxidizing agent. So here, so we can calculate the released enthalpy in a reaction. So halogens act as strong oxidizing agents, they will release high delta H, and how it will be calculated. So first halogen is in form of here solid or liquid, or so it is in form of diatomic state, and then we will dissolve it in, so and they react, means we can melt to form a liquid. So this is called, here the enthalpy energy required is called enthalpy of fusion. So here delta H fusion, and then in X2, so this is in diatomic state, so it should be, so then it should form gaseous state. So in this process the released energy, or sorry, so the required energy is called delta H vaporization. So enthalpy of vaporization, here enthalpy of fusion and enthalpy of vaporization. And then in gaseous state, so then it will form the monoatomic state, and here this is called enthalpy of dissociation. So this is bond dissociation enthalpy. And here next, so it is in monoatomic state, and it should form a X minus. So this is nothing but addition of electron in a neutral gaseous state is called electron gain enthalpy. So it is negative, means electron energy is released when electron is added, and this is a exothermic process. So these two are endothermic, three are endothermic, and this is exothermic. And then this X minus forms, so this X minus dissolves in water, means it is forming aqueous solution of X minus halogen. So this reaction is called hydration, and this energy released is called hydration enthalpy. So we can calculate enthalpy released, energy released in a oxidizing reaction by using this one. So these all energy terms we should add them, so then only we can find out the overall delta H. And here the overall delta H should be negative. If it is more negative, that is the strong oxidizing agent. So this overall delta H is calculated by using all these energy terms. So first delta H fusion and delta H vaporization and delta H dissociation, bond dissociation enthalpy. So these are all observed, and here this electron affinity, electron gain enthalpy is released, and hydration enthalpy is released. So the overall this delta H should be negative. So it should be negative, then only it acts as strong oxidizing agent. So as this value, negative value increases, oxidizing power of halogens also increases, because delta H must be negative, and greater the magnitude of negative and greater is the oxidizing power. So this is about oxidizing power of halogens. So halogens acts as oxidizing agents due to, so that reaction is very favorable reaction. Delta H is, overall delta H is negative for the reaction, that's why they act as strong oxidizing agents. And in that fluorine releases more energy, and means fluorine is the strong oxidizing agent. And next one, reaction with halides. So this is the example for displacement reactions. So one halogen is displaced by other halogen. Generally top halogens will replace the below halogens, means chlorine, bromine and iodine. Means fluorine can replace chlorine, bromine and iodine, and chlorine can replace bromine and iodine, bromine can replace iodine. So means strong oxidizing agents can replace weak oxidizing agents. So this is the reaction. So it is a displacement reaction. It is example for displacement reaction. So for example, if you see chlorine when reacts with potassium bromide, so bromine will be lies under the chlorine. So means chlorine is a oxidizing agent, and it is strong oxidizing agent than bromine, means it should be reduced. So here Cl2 is reduced to Cl minus in KCl. So means chlorine is a strong oxidizing agent, it is reduced, and Br is a oxidized here. So this is oxidation and this is reduction. So means strong oxidizing agents can oxidize the other halogens. So this strong oxidizing agent chlorine is strong oxidizing agent than bromine. That's why it oxidizes bromine and itself it is reduced. So these are chemical properties of halogen.